First of all, Philippines is one of the consistently fastest growing markets in ASEAN in the last 10 plus years. When it comes to speed of growth, you have the VIP market, so that's Vietnam, Indonesia, Philippines. And we remained very, very high on the list, and we are also recovering at a bare minimum at the same speed as the two other markets. We also proved when it came to foreign investors, we proved much more resilient than other ASEAN countries. Foreign investments in 2020, when we got hit first by the volcano of Taal and then afterwards by COVID and lockdown, foreign direct investments only dropped by 24% from global investments into the Philippines. That's very, very strong number. And it dropped to 6 point something billion, which was still a very respectable high number. European foreign direct investments actually only dropped by 12%, so it was better. Those that showed the biggest drops, that was China, 85%, and Japan even increased their foreign direct investments into the Philippines in 2020. And 2021, still COVID, yet we had the highest ever foreign direct investments into the Philippines with over 10 billion. What is very enticing about the Philippines today is the potential, which means that we don't see any capacity restraints, we don't see any bottlenecks. We don't, yes, we, of course, due to external factors, have inflation. The most recent month, it was 8%, so that was high. But if you look at salaries, it is very reasonable. How? Because we have a very big supply availability of labor. We are often compared to Vietnam. And Vietnam is literally hitting bottlenecks right now. The Philippines have been extremely effective in coming up with new reforms. I mentioned the Public Service Act, the Foreign Investment Act, etc. There have been so many great reforms implemented. We have a great democracy, etc., relative to the rest of the region, for sure. Where we need to improve, that is in regard to a free trade agreement. I'm a true believer that this should be on top of the list. There have been so many reforms that improve on the environment for investments. Now we need to see the free trade agreement and more focus on the trade side as well, in order to balance things out, because they will never be entirely separated, right? Why would you put up a factory in the Philippines if you cannot freely export back to Europe without import duty? I want to see the free trade agreement sooner rather than later. And I want the Philippines to be prioritized in that regard, because as I mentioned earlier, the potential in the Philippines is huge. Very few realize that major Western companies have the Philippines as one of their largest markets in the world. Remember, I mentioned Nestle, I mentioned the Coca-Cola company. And as a matter of fact, my company, IWG, Philippines is one of our top 5 markets in the world. And we are in 120 countries. So if you believe in the Philippines, if you get it right in the Philippines will become one of your key markets globally.